What is going on? Top of the morning. It is a nice, hot, sunny, clear day here in South Florida, with the paradise region of the world, or just Florida, basically. All right, so my name is Ariel D. Juice. This is Juicy Tech Podcast. Basically, I like to post content here about my journey into the tech field. That's what I do here mainly. So I also try to post content about tech stuff in general, but that's what I do mainly, what I just said before. But I want to talk about something real quick. And I'll try to make this a brief video, if that makes any sense. But I do want to talk about a YouTube short that I released a couple of days ago, I think, where I basically titled the short video is Software Engineering Overrated, right? And I do want to get into this because it's kind of it's an interesting topic. I was watching a creator on YouTube post a video about the job market is not the best right now. And basically all fields, right? People are hiring, but they're hiring with really low pay rates. And people who are hired during the pandemic, they basically were given big salaries, big salaries, high pay rates basically, right? They were paid a lot of money to come and work for companies. A lot of those companies were tech companies, and they were hiring a lot of people and giving a lot of money to these people to come work. And that has changed as well, where those people who were receiving those big payouts have been laid off, right? From Facebook, Netflix, all the big tech companies, basically, Google, they laid off thousands of employees, right? And those employees were paid a lot of money, some of them, I'll say that. But that's what's really going on. And I'm seeing that in different fields, not just tech. But again, people are hiring. Like, I see a lot of places hiring all the time, right? And a lot of time, those places that are hiring are low-wage paying jobs. Maybe some kind of store looking for, technicians as a mechanic, or maybe looking for a custodian. Burger King type places. They're hiring like crazy, right? But they pay very, very little. So nobody wants to work, and when people do want to work, they can't look for the big payout jobs. Even in tech, same thing. I know people who are laid off as a software engineer, right? It is what it is. It doesn't mean they can't find work. Of course they will, but I don't know their business. But I wouldn't be surprised if the next job they take as a software engineer is going to be a low-paid job, even though they have the big label software engineer or maybe Java developer. They may have that title, but the money doesn't really align with that title, if that makes any sense. To me, I think you should be getting way more than just $50,000 as a Java developer. If it's an entry-level job, different story. But if it's been some years under your belt and you're still getting paid that kind of money as a developer, something is wrong here, right? Now, I'm not here to tell you don't go to school, don't go to boot camp. I'm not seeing that whatsoever. I think you should definitely do those things. If anything, get a scholarship if that's possible, right? I mean, do what's best for you. I'm not gonna sit and tell you what not to and what to do. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing right now. And like I said, I see a lot of places are hiring all the time. I see people are just looking for workers, but nobody wants to work there at that specific job because a lot of time it's a low-paying job. It is what it is. So I guess back to my argument, is software engineering overrated? And I think it is. I think it is very much overrated because everybody wants to be a software engineer. That's the new flex, I think, to be a developer. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think you should go for it, right? That's what I try to do. I'm still doing it. I'm not, I do it for fun now. But it's fun to do. That's just what I like to do. I like to build things. I love engineering. It's dope. But yeah, it's overrated. It's very much overrated because that's all people know. When they hear tech, they think coder, right? That's really what I see a lot. People think tech is only coding, and it's just not true. Maybe you watching this, you understand what I'm saying. Like, for a fact, what I'm saying is valid. The tech industry or the STEM field is beyond coding or developing. It just is, I just accepted a job offer at a really big financial technical company by the name of Pfizer. not Pfizer, but Pfizer. And they're located in Cool Springs. Well, they have a location there, and that's where I live. So it's really close to where I live, which is awesome. But I just accepted a job role there as a basically a sales tech person, right, or a tech sales. I had to learn their products, their services, what they offer. But it's pretty much a fintech company. It's all about money, basically, right? Or helping business owners with their transactions and stuff like that. And that's what I'll be doing, selling those products and services. And I cannot wait, because you can make a lot of money in sales. I'm not against sales whatsoever. It's just, sadly, sales is not really in a lot of people's eyes, a tech job, right? It's just not. You think you're just this sleazy salesman selling stuff to people all day, doing cold calls and all that stuff. And it's just, it's possible. I'm not saying it's not true, but that's not what I'll be doing. But anyway, the point is, it's overrated, right? There's so much more than just being a developer. There's a lot more job opportunities in the STEM field or tech field. Maybe you have to go pay a visit to your HR department and ask what other job opportunities are available in this company, in this tech company you may be working for. Ask. And I think they'll gladly give you a list of other job opportunities that are not just developing, that are not just coding, that are not just, that stuff. And again, I'm not here to bash on any engineers. I support you 100%. I call myself a software engineer. I do, even though I don't have that title, professional, but I still call myself a coder because I like to code. I had that stuff on my computer for a reason, because I enjoy doing it. So I do see myself as a software engineer. Very much. I will build more things. I will post it on this channel, and you will see, okay, this guy's into coding. He's also into sales. Why not? I don't have to just do one job title, but my point is, again, there's so much more than just being a UX UI designer, a back-end developer, a full stack developer. There's more than just being a Java developer, a Python developer, coding, period. There's so much more in this field in tech. And some of those things are, again, sales, management, maybe a project manager, right? Someone that's into, what else? There's more, project management, sales. I want to say, of course, coding, obviously, but there's more. There's so much more in this field than just being a developer. And I think that's what I'm trying to give you as a takeaway. Maybe you're watching this and you want to get into tech as a coder, and I'm not discouraging that at all. I very much support the idea. Go for it. Just, keep in mind there's other things available besides coding, but maybe you're into that, and that's freaking fantastic. I support that wholeheartedly. But there's more than just coding. There just is, Again, sales is not a popular job in the tech field, but someone has to sell the products. Someone has to sell the services. You can make that stuff all day, but who's going to sell it? And I'm going to say this, something very interesting also. I've noticed this, and no one's talking about this on YouTube, but I've noticed that the people who are laid off, right? All of these people who are laid off from these tech companies, Google, Netflix, Twitter, all these big tech companies who laid off their workers, a lot of them were developers, right? A lot of them were coders. I don't think I've ever heard any stories about them firing salespeople. Nope. I don't think I've heard anyone get fired who's into management. I don't. I don't think I've heard anyone get fired in those fields while there was this giant layoff going on from these tech companies. I only heard developers losing their jobs. I'm just being real. Not to scare you, but it just shows you the power of sales. They need that's the last people they will ever fire. They need people to sell their products. You can make this stuff all day, but who's selling it? You know what I mean? Someone has to sell it, and that's a big deal. So I'm not telling you to switch roles here. Not at all, right? I'm just trying to give you the reality of what's going on that I'm seeing, just my opinion. And that's exactly what I've been seeing for a long time. Only the people who are coding the developers were the ones who were laid off. I mean, they hired a lot of people back then during the pandemic. People were working remotely. They were living the best lives ever. And sadly, those people had to come back into the office. You know, I think the employers want to show who has the power here. You know, I run the show, and I tell you what to do, and I tell you to bring your butt back into the office. That's what you're gonna do. Now you have the choice of just not doing it, or leave, whatever, quit. But I think that's like an ego thing. They're trying to show who has the power here, and they do have the power right now. At some point, workers had the power by demanding working from home and higher payouts and all that, because no one was trying to go into the office when they didn't have to. So they had the power at that time. Now that table has shifted. The employer has the power now. They want all your butts back into the office. They want you back in there, whether you like it or not. And that's a big deal for some people, right? Because some people move out of those big cities, New York and LA, and they live in those, suburban neighborhoods working from home. And maybe their employer wants their role to be a hybrid role. They want you in the office sometimes of the week and you home maybe twice a week. And because you moved out of the city into like another state, now you have to kind of like rearrange your whole lifestyle because of that decision from your employer. And you don't have a choice. Well, you do have a choice. You can quit or not. But a lot of people don't quit their jobs like that when they have children and families to feed. They got to make some serious life changes now. This is what I'm talking about. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Software engineering is awesome, but there's other opportunities besides coding. And I had to learn that on my own and figure that out. Me being a year into this, I had to figure that out on my own and figure that there is other things to do besides coding. I'm going to always code. I'm going to always be that person into that field or into that whole world. But again, I don't hear any salespeople being laid off from these jobs. Salespeople, I'm telling you this for a fact of working all my life. Salespeople are the last people to ever get laid off their jobs at a company. I've worked many jobs in my life, and salespeople were always the ones still working. They could be working remotely, whatever. They need them to sell the items, sell the products, and that's it. So I've known this for a long time. I just never really took action. But the thing is, I didn't really care for sales tech or tech sales like that. But, if the money is good, I'm down, because you can make a lot of money doing sales tech. Some people at Pfizer are making six figures being a salesperson. It's very possible. But again, is it overrated? Yes, I do. I very much believe coding is overrated. I think it is definitely super overrated, but that doesn't mean you have to stop doing it or stop trying to, try to make that happen. Go for it. Do it. There's IT. That's what I meant to say. There's IT and tech, right? There's management, IT, there's sales, there's coding. There's so much going on besides just coding. So, yeah, that's my opinion with this video. I'm sweating. It's hot out here. Obviously, you can see the sweat down my face. I'm dressed for the occasion too. The shorts, the flip-flops, the tank top, but it's still hot out here. I'm gonna jump inside this car and head to the beach. It's nice out today. But again, have an awesome day out. Enjoy the rest of your day, basically. Hope you got some value from this content, and I'll be posting more videos about this kind of stuff. I can't wait to start posting content about me working at Pfizer. Maybe I could show you around the office when I get a chance, and just kind of go from there as a tech salesperson at Pfizer. Be cool, much love to you. Have a wonderful day, and life is good. Life is amazing. Peace out.